Happy 4th of July to all of my American friends. Today is a great day to be celebrating, but it's also a great day to be doing about an hour of your midway check-in for 2018. So let's jump into it. Roll it. Midway Check-In 2018 is July, and July 4th to be exact. It's a great time through July to sit back, really analyze what you've been doing and how you've been doing it, what's worked, what hasn't, and really zone in on those things that are making you succeed and those things that aren't. Now, if you follow me, you'll know that I made On Canada Day a couple days ago. The first part of this is the second part where we're gonna dive in a little bit more and break out into more videos through the week. So if you haven't had a chance, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the next several videos on goal setting and getting that winning mentality for 2018 moving in the right direction. This part 2 is part of the series that I've started in this midway mark of 2018, so that we can really zone in on a few specific things depending on where you are as you're watching this to get your mind moving in that right direction. In the first part of the check-in video, which I'll link below and up top, we talked about the idea behind where are you with your goals and what are we doing to get you moving. Checking in on goals, we looked at taking responsibility of where you are, where you wanted to be, comparing the two, and understanding that we all have things that pop up in our life, and the question is accountability. How are we being accountable for the things that are happening, and how are we achieving or managing to still achieve those goals we set in the beginning of 2018. Dropping excuses was a big factor, and that's part of accountability. There's another video that I'll link above and below on accountability. It's about accepting what has occurred and saying, you know what, it's still my goal. I'm gonna accept what has occurred, and we're gonna start working on implementing ways such that these things that pop up in our lives are no longer excuses, but rather we work with them within what we have scheduled as our goals, those things that we've highlighted in our lives that we want to achieve, and we take that accountability and we start smashing those goals even though those obstacles are in front of us. Focusing on these changes will help us really move forward, and in the next two cases I'm going to present to you, you may fall in the one or the other, and of course there will be more cases that we present in the next few videos. If you're the person where you're seeing things starting to work, everything is moving, but you're not at that level that you wanted to be, but everything's progressing nicely, well then let's look at what are you doing right. Look at the top 3 goals you had established at the beginning of this journey in 2018. Look at what you're doing right for those goals. How are they being achieved? Write everything down. Don't sit back and just think about it. Take an hour today and before you start your festivities and start thinking to yourself, hey, what did I do right? What have I been doing right? What are the things that are making these 3 goals move forward in the right direction? Then we look at what can we improve on those goals to make them stronger. Focusing on the top 3 goals that you're really doing well on and making it even stronger will prove, in a manner of speaking, a better success story for yourself, a narrative that you're going to build in your mind and pump you up to get moving on those other goals you may not be achieving and may not understand why, or haven't had the time to sit down and understand why. By looking at what is occurring with these top 3 goals and why you're achieving them, now you can really put together smaller complementary goals that will help you move in a quicker pace with those goals, in a stronger pace with those goals, and of course in a stronger mindset. You'll be able to really pump more work into those goals such that they start growing more steadily and more efficiently. Do this for 30 days. Focus on these 3 goals for 30 days. As long as you can focus on them, a new habit will be born. So this is as simple as saying, hey, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and focus on this, and this. or 3 different things that will help my one goal really get moving right at 9 a.m. Because maybe I've been doing it around 2, I'm still doing it, I'm succeeding at it, but if I did it a little bit earlier, I'd be just running even faster. This habit will be formed after about 30 to 60 days. And what you can do in about the 30 mark is start looking at all those other goals that aren't really working for you and really ask yourself what small changes need to be made. In order to do this, we have to look at what's actually occurring. Is it one, your mindset that's stopping you from doing it? Like, you know, when people have to do taxes and they don't want to sit down and do taxes. Or 2, is it because you actually need assistance in what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing, so you keep putting it off. Procrastination is born because of several different things, and we got to really look at, is that one of the situations? Then we have to look at those 2 scenarios, compare them to any other scenario that comes up, and really focus on implementing smaller goals that will complement that one big goal. Maybe the goal is too big, or maybe you overestimated the goal. The second type of person I'm going to discuss today would be a person who was in that mindset of, hey, everything was going great, I was smashing my goals, but then life seriously got in the way. This was prompted from an email from somebody who was like, Nico, I love what you're doing, I love everything that you're working on, I love your advice, I love the whole integrity speeches. How do I deal with big life changes? Which prompted me to really write down a list of different things that could occur and how do they all relate, and really think through a great response for this that I would give myself, so I could feel great about what's going to occur and how to move forward. Blessings and tragedies always seem to strike at that moment when things are moving well. Sometimes the blessings, even though they are blessings, are more of a time picker-upper and they take up more time than we expect. And sometimes we just realize tragedy will hit, and when tragedy hits, well, we got to take some time for ourselves and really, really work on our self-love, our self-respect, our self-growth in order to get through whatever the situation is going through. Things are hard, life hits us, it smacks us hard sometimes, and we gotta deal with the punches, we gotta keep moving. In this case, we have to be very, very careful to keep a balance of what we're doing so well, how we were working on it, and with this new event that's occurred in our life, and keep a balance such that our passion for what we were doing before does not leave our realm, our invisible, realm or circle or sphere. By focusing on this balance, we can start adjusting our goals such that we don't lose that motivation, that spark, that passion we had for that life purpose and mission that we established earlier in the year with these goals. This balance is really adjusting the goals, maybe expanding the time, putting more buffers on what you're doing, and once you include those buffers, you'll know that, hey, I have more time, I don't need to stress myself out, I have time. Or it might be adjusting the end results of each goal so that you can implement more goals in the future as you start to grow. In the example of this individual, it was as simple as looking at their venture and analyzing where they were going to be in 6 to 8 months, and instead looking at smaller progressive growth strategies such that they will get to where they wanted to be while not losing that focus, that growth in the business, that growth in themselves, and that balance maintained for the family and in their personal life. As long as there was cash flow increasing, their mindset kept focused on what they wanted to do, and they were able to adjust their goals because it was within line of that mission and purpose they're looking for. It was the end result they're really looking for. By really analyzing these things, we can start to reiterate the narrative that we were looking at and create a new narrative of where we're going to be with that balance maintained in check, not losing focus over the next 6 to 8 months, dropping out of anything we're doing, not meeting any goals, and then falling behind and never actually achieving that mission and purpose, that dream that we had for ourselves. In the next few videos, we're going to discuss things that aren't working, and when they're not working, but we still want to achieve what can we do about it? What can we really do about it? We'll also look at how things aren't working, and really it's because our passion has changed and now we want to do something else, but we're kind of stuck. There's so many scenarios that can come and arise from that, and so many opportunities that can come out of all these scenarios. If this is you and you're thinking to yourself, I need help to do all this, or I just need to share some ideas with people, we just launched a Facebook group. I'll link it below. Hop in there and ask away, work with people. The point of that group is to build a community where everybody starts to share ideas so that we can collaborate and see growth occur. And if your goals are based around ideas and pumping out the next big business that's in your mindset of what it can be and it's becoming your new passion, or you've been there and you've been doing it but nothing is seeming to pick up the way you thought it would, I'm linking below my Ideas for Profits blueprint. It's a 30-pager where you can really zone in on the idea you have, niche it down, and really make a mark on one of those niches and one of those markets and start expanding the right way. I'm also including this 4th of July and onwards, the free course that comes with it. It accompanies all the steps in that book with videos and examples about it. And all you need to do is register through Mentors Approach to hop into that course, and then go to the Facebook group so that you can start collaborating and getting those answers you need to start moving in the right direction. Once again, happy 4th of July. Hit a like, hit a subscribe if you like what you see, and to also see the rest of the videos coming up so you don't miss a thing. And of course, leave a comment below. Let us know how your 4th of July went or is going, depending on when you're watching this. And leave a couple of those goals you smashed, a couple of the goals you wanted to smash and you didn't, and what are your plans for the future?